We've bought over 270 properties, 270, in the FY22 financial year, basically the 12 months just gone. And you know the best thing about it is that I haven't actually purchased those properties for clients. Clients have bought them themselves using the power of mentoring and education. And the other best thing about it is they haven't had to lay down $15,000 for a buyer's agent for each and every one of those properties. That's powerful. In this video, which is very in demand, every month I go through some of the properties that we bought over the preceding month, and I'll go through, the numbers, some of the things that clients are buying for themselves, by themselves, and also some tips and tricks about what you should look for in a high-performing investment property. If that's what you're interested in, then carry on watching. My name's PK, and I help people build passive income using the Property Investment Accelerator, using data without needing a $15,000 buyer's agent every single time. And hit the subscribe button, give it a thumbs up. This channel, we cover property investing, we cover financial happiness, and we cover the economy. Let's go. First of all, this is my Facebook group, so everything that I'm sharing with you has been posted there. Every 2 days, I post a property deal, I tag the clients, everything is verified. You can't make stuff up when there's 18,000 property investors, some more successful than myself, there to see what you're showing. Anyone who's watching this video, you can go and check out my clients, you can DM them yourself. Here's the group. Here's the first property. Okay, so 5 properties in 12 months across 3 states. Isn't that amazing? And I just want to say the first thing is that 3 states piece, really important for land tax diversification, as well as just diversification principles in general. So Anish is the person who's bought this. Great guy, lives in Sydney, didn't want to buy a house in Sydney, too expensive, negatively geared. Here's this latest one, 6.2% yield, huge positive cash flow, high incomes versus high price, the suburb prices, which means that it's rate rise proof. It's very affordable. This suburb, there's 0 vacancy, believe it or not. It's 4 better, ongoing growth. Great. Because he's bought 5 properties now by himself, for himself, using our education and mentoring, he saved himself $75,000 in buyer's agents fees, $15K a pop, times 5. Isn't that amazing? The purchase price here, $338, so they're not really expensive properties. They're very affordable. $70,000 he needed to buy this one. Rent is $400. He negotiated $9,500. The data, which is the most important thing, everything, all the 30 or 35 data factors that we look at, a really, really strong vacancy rate, 0.67, brick building, 617 square meters. It's built in 2001. So great depreciation, tax benefits. Didn't use a buyer's agent, bought interstate. This one's in WA. He obviously lives in Sydney, like I mentioned before. Didn't catch a single flight, but did that mean he sacrificed the due diligence? Hell no. Okay, we're not buying sight unseen. We're getting that due diligence done with the right team on the ground. Okay, that is what I teach. And he's demonstrated that he's self-sufficient to rinse and repeat this process. He's bought 5, he's buying another 1 or 2. I'll post them soon. Okay, he's building massive passive income, just massive passive income. This is the property that he bought. So, just check it out. It's so nice. Who wouldn't want a property like this in a, just a fundamentally good investment portfolio? Let's go to the second one. This is an off-market deal. He beat a buyer's agent to the punch. How does he do that? How do you buy a quote-unquote professional to the punch? Well, Daniel actually did a video with me explaining just that. So on YouTube, kind of mid-June, I think I posted that. Go check that out. But in this suburb, rents are going to rise by $2,000 to $5,000 in the next 12 months because of a huge rental crisis here. There's just nothing available to rent. And this ongoing capital growth despite interest rate rising. That's just this dynamic between supply and demand. While Sydney and Melbourne are falling, other parts of Australia are going up. Every local government area has their local demand-supply dynamics. Okay, stick with me. This is very important. I want you to get some tips and tricks as well. Quiet cul-de-sac. You want to buy in a house. You want to buy in a location that's very quiet. We just don't sacrifice that at all. It's pretty obvious to say don't buy on a main road, but hey, I'm going to say it anyway. Once again, zero vacancy. Vacancy in of itself doesn't predict capital growth, but it does help predict rental growth. And that is essentially what we want to build our passive income as well. Okay, this is his first property. So he's saved buyer's agent fees, $15,000. And he's only 25 years old. I mean, what an inspiring guy, right? I did a video with him, so go check that out. $410,000. He needed $70,000. So instead of betting that on crypto and losing everything, he's already making money, $440 in rent per week. It's a solid Besser brick, block building, 631 square meters. You can see zero vacancy, 0.02% vacancy. He bought this in Queensland from Sydney. It's just good. These are the pictures. The ones online weren't that fantastic. It was, I would say, poorly marketed property. So it's been recently renovated, as you can see. And yeah, just really, really awesome. Rentals already gone up. Next property, 3 properties in 12 months, all growing and cash flowing. I made that word up. And by the way, guys, I'm not just cherry picking these properties. You can see the dates. Like, these are just ones that I post every 2 days. Not all clients want me to, post their deals, by the way. So I'm able to post a client deal every 2 days on my Facebook group, despite, the majority of clients not wanting me to share their deals because of privacy reasons, right? So I'm not just cherry picking some good ones. These are literally just the average types of properties that clients are buying. Okay, this one was by Huang, great guy, based in Sydney. He was going to previously, I don't want to put words in his mouth, he was going to previously buy like a $1 million property in Newcastle. Instead, he's able to buy 3 properties in 12 months, giving him more capital growth than the Newcastle one would have done, and more cash flow, and extending his borrowing capacity. I did a video with him more than a year ago now. Go check that out. Rents will rise in this suburb hugely. It's a premium owner-occupier suburb, so it's going to keep going despite rates increasing. He's fully confident to do this now. You can see he just texts me every time he buys a property. He almost needs no help from me whatsoever anymore. He's saved $45,000 by not needing a buyer's agent over these 3 properties. This latest one, $460,000. He needed $80,000 to get that. $460 in rent per week. So, he's no longer looking for hugely yielding properties. He's already got those. He's really wanting that yield, but not sacrificing the capital growth at all. Fantastic property. And that capital growth will come because the 30 plus strong data factors are just amazing. You can't argue with them. Vacancy rates very low, block sizes, pretty good sized. He bought in Queensland once again from Sydney. This is a different Queensland location to the one that I showed you just before. Didn't catch any flights, didn't sacrifice any due diligence. He's just rinsing and repeating from Sydney. It's almost like playing a game. It's very addictive as well. So great job to Will. This is the property. As you can see, very clean, very crisp, very fresh. See those floorboards, very polished recently. You can't go wrong. Next property, 2 properties in 12 months, both cash flowing. This is the latest one. So this is by Dinesh. Once again, he's tagged. Rents will grow by $2,000 to $5,000. We know that looking at things like rental growth historically in the last 12 months, looking at the demand, supply in the rental market, looking at vacancy, looking at so many different things, just how many properties there are for rent. This will go up, continue to go up despite interest rate rises. So I know a lot of you are freaking out because of interest rate rises. Like, once again, markets within markets. Some areas will fall, some areas where we're buying. In fact, we're buying in dozens of areas across Australia, dozens. And there's more than 50 areas, 50 suburbs that my clients are buying in for themselves, by themselves, with my help. So, it's not like we just buy in one area. This is bought for $420,000. He needed less than $75,000 to do so. Rent is $500 per week. So just fantastic yield, amazing yield. Great data, great vacancy, good land size, built very recently. So good depreciation benefits. He bought this in Queensland from Melbourne. And he saved $30,000 in buyer's agent fees because he's not had to use them at all. Okay, so I just don't know why you'd use a buyer's agent when you could get fantastic properties like this by yourself without taking too much time, without catching any flights. I mean, that's the reason you'd think you need a buyer's agent, right? To select the suburb and to do the due diligence. But if someone can help you do the due diligence for you and data can help you select the suburb, why pay exorbitant amounts of money? Let's say a 5 property portfolio, you just outlaid $75,000 on a buyer's agent do it yourself and get amazing properties like these. The next one, beautiful 4-bedroom Perth home, gives $7,000 net positive cash flow. Okay, $7,000 good. I mean, it's not life changing, but the whole idea is to buy, 4, 5, 6, 7 properties, sell half of them in 10, 15 years time. And then the 7K all of a sudden goes up to 100K because it's debt free across 3 to 4 properties. That's essentially the strategy, a positive cash flow despite the higher rates. Even if rates go up again, 1%, 2%, it's still not costing anything. Capital growth will continue. This is $20,000 under market value. This is from Richard, by the way. He's tagged. And 381,000 purchase price, needs less than $400,000. Sorry, the comparables were $400,000 here, so a little bit under market value. He needed $70,000 to do the deal. Rent is $450, so that's a 6% plus yield again. Just can't go wrong. Everything else is great. Brick, bought from Sydney, bought interstate in Perth, like I mentioned. There's just so much information online. It's super easy to make mistakes. So whether it's with me or someone else, make sure you prioritize data. Like I say here again and again and again, data does not lie. Numbers neither do numbers, neither do results. It's all about seeing consistent data, consistent results, consistent, people achieving what you want to achieve. That is what builds the trust and gets you to intrinsically want to take action. Okay, here's the property. Really nice property, right? Love those French doors. I wouldn't mind living here myself. Beautiful. You just can't go wrong. Another one, $90,000, in other words, 25% capital growth, or $90,000 equity in just 8 months. Those of you who heeded my advice, not that any of this is financial advice, but those of you who listened to data when I started talking about Perth early last year, mid last year, early bird gets the worm, right? So this is one of the earlier clients, Nirmal, who bought this property in Perth, positive cash flow. It's grown a lot and has continued. I mean, who gets 25% capital growth in 8 months? Okay, that is going to continue to go up as well. These are not normal times. This is not the type of capital growth that we can expect forever, but, make hay while the sun shines. Purchase price $360,000, so now that's obviously worth $450. As I say here, total funds required $70,000. So just get this, just try to absorb this. He spent $70,000. He's already made $90,000, so that's more than 100% return on investment. Where else can you get that? Can you get that in the stock market? No. Can you get that in crypto? Maybe, but are you, willing to put in $70,000 at the risk that crypto gives you? I'm certainly not. Rent $380, that has gone up since then as well. Vacancy great, data great, brick bought from Sydney once again, all the way in WA in Perth without catching a single flight, having the due diligence done, tick. He's just rinsing and repeating, right? Here's the property. Nice property. I think I've done a bit of a filter on this photo to make the blue sky look even bluer, but how lovely does it look? And then the last one that I'm going to show you, and there's literally dozens more from just June alone. Okay, but here's the last one. While Sydney drops, other markets positively boom. I keep saying this, right? There's a typo right there. Bought within 4 hours of listing. Fully renovated kitchen and bathrooms, capital growth that keeps giving. He's already made $20,000 in growth since he bought this. Okay, it's not been very long. Check out the date stamp. Okay, so this is Jono, done really well, lives in regional Queensland. He has bought over in WA. He's bought for $380,000. Total funds required less than 70. Rent per week $415. That will continue to go up. Vacancy is very low. Block size is very big. Brick home. Don't use a buyer's agent. Like I said, bought in Perth from Queensland. Tick, 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 tick. Half the year is almost over, guys. You can get these types of results. It's not like they're limited to a few type of excellent property investors. That's the beauty about Australian property investing. Literally anyone can get ahead. You just need to make the right decisions. You need to find the right people you can trust. And most importantly, you need to empower yourself through education. I always say, before plonking down any money on a course, on a mentorship, on a service, on a product, before investing in that stuff, invest in your own knowledge, the 6 inches between your two ears. Invest in that. If you can do that for free through videos like this, do that for free. If you need to pay, but that is a permanent asset that you're building your own knowledge, your own intelligence, your own wisdom. And property investing, and I'll be very different to most other property commentators. Property investing is not rocket science. Like anyone who says, oh, you got to be in the industry for 10 years, you got to know all the local agents, you got to know the local, cafe owner, that is wrong. You don't. Anyone can learn it very quickly. I did. Literally hundreds of my clients have. We've bought, like I said, clients have bought for themselves, by themselves, more than 270 properties in the financial year 2022. That is more than, I would argue, almost every single massive buyer's agency, massive property company, massive real estate advisory service company in Australia, okay? Because this works. That's the power in it, okay? That's the power in it. And then you're self-sufficient. Then you're able to just go on creating wealth for you and your family because you know you're doing the right thing. That is the power of education. Level up, guys. I'll leave links below to this Facebook group that I just mentioned, right? More than 18,000 people here now. It's a fantastic community. Join it, get educated, and also to my podcast on Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts. Go check that out. Level up, and I'd be, really looking forward to helping you. Hit the subscribe button, give it a thumbs up. My name's PK, and I'll see you in the next video. Catch you later. Bye.